Hello, I've got for you today the 2024 Montblanc's Writer's Edition. This is the special edition, so they've got 8,000 of this particular pen. This year the author is Jane Austen, the 18th and 19th century English author, most known for, of course, Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. Wonderful author to dedicate a pen to, of course, and quite a lot of material to pull from. So as usual, these pens come in a simulated book with a hardcover. It houses the pen itself with a little flimsy protective cover and the informational booklet. So the informational booklet this time is in 5 languages. They still have continued the matte finish. It contains, of course, all the information about the pen, but I always think they could go into greater detail about the symbolism, about the construction of the pen and sort of what it's made of. You get that sometimes in the material, the catalog that the pens are listed in, that has that information. But these little booklets, mostly just the author's life and the imagery that is depicted in the pen. This time the book pulls a lot, or mentions a lot, about Jane Austen's skill and life, and almost even analyses of her writing, sort of when she writes about feminine issues and marriage back then, those sorts of things, and less about what the pen's actually pulling from. And then at the back you've got the standard service guide in multiple languages. So the pen itself comes in a plastic sheath, not sealed, but once again, like last time, a branded plastic sheath. That's nice, but a bit strange. The pen in its entirety is designed to resemble a wax seal, sort of a stamp you'd use to apply a wax seal. I'm not sure if that's successfully achieved here, but yeah. The barrel is engraved with her signature and has gray precious resin designed to mimic the fluting on columns of estate houses that you'd often see in the Regency style in England. The cap is designed to be, I think that's taken from, how do you put it, fashion from the Regency era, men's jacket or something like that, with this type of layering, I think from the collar. The clip is it pivoted? Oh, is it? No, not pivoted on this one. I think it's pivoted on the higher limited edition. This clip is designed to be a braided drawstring from a type of purse that women were fond of using in that day and age. So while the pen overall, I think if you look at the silhouette of the pen, isn't particularly feminine. So when you look at their muses, there the pens are more slender, the curves are more concave. Here this bulbous cap, convex slightly, feels not quite feminine, but the drawstring, however, feels like a very feminine touch. So I don't know if the pen altogether is as cohesive as they might like it to be, but I think interesting enough, a silhouette that's good enough to work well functionally and feel actually quite nice. So the nib is, of course, available in all their usual sizes, but contains apparently the only known silhouette of Jane Austen. So nice little way of portraying it. I think I prefer a silhouette, something like this, over a stylized illustration of an author like they did for Arthur Conan Doyle. It feels a bit feels a bit difficult cramming in all that facial features and all that information on a small nib. But here, the silhouette is quite nice. The lighting's not quite great. It's clouded over, but let's see if we can get anything better than that. Not really. So a simple silhouette, frosted finish on platinum, of course a gold nib, 18 karat gold nib. Nice little detail, I like that. The fittings are gold plated, and I'm pretty sure these are platinum finishes. So what other details are there? The cap is a bit more complicated than the barrel. We've got, of course, at the top, the Montblanc emblem in black and white resin, and by a lady encircling it as a nod to the challenges she had publishing novels back in the 18th century, late 18th century. So an interesting nod to the challenges that women faced back then. So what else? The finials encircled here by, I think those are laurels, all the way around with Montblanc's name there. There we go. Very crisp. That's always nice to see that they've got very crisp recesses for those types of details, and a nice shiny finish. The band here contains Roman numeral 43 for a chapter in Pride and Prejudice of significance to the plot, and then more of the same type of detail for the wreathing. And so where's the limited edition number? So they made 8,000 of these pens. I think they brought that number down. So last year they had 9,000, something like that. This time they've got 8,000. Do they have the limited edition number somewhere here? Probably here on the cone somewhere. Yeah, there we go. And then what other details do they have there? Made in Germany, and then the number, like the actual model number. Interesting. Okay, so as usual, these pens are piston fillers. So you've got a nice big reservoir in there, and a piston, screws and unscrews. Very smooth, quite nice. Is it back heavy? Not really. Wow, that's actually quite nice. Wouldn't want to play with that too much, but yeah, that's, I'd say, really quite nice to have a balance there that's heavier at the tip, not too heavy at the back. It is still a bit back heavy, but there right in the middle almost, you've got good balance. Of course it doesn't post, but yeah, this is probably the best balance I've seen on their pens in the past few years. Quite fine threads though there. Right? That's unusual. So there you have it. The 2024 release, Writer's Edition for Montblanc, a pen dedicated and inspired by Jane Austen. Let me know if you've got questions or comments.